Good morning, students. Our next topic in journal again, based on some of the leftover journal entries, excepting the GST part, for which I'll be making yet another video. Let's start with a particular sum. Paid wages to Ram rupees 1000. We are making the payment to Ram in the form of wages. See, name is mentioned. Generally in purchase and sale, when name is mentioned and cash word is not mentioned, it's a credit transaction. But regarding revenue or expenses, if name is whether mentioned or not, it is always cash transactions. So it is wages to cash, wages being an expense, debit, and cash going out of the business, that's why credit. Next, goods worth rupees 1000 were pilfered by the workers or destroyed by fire. Any loss. So loss account debit to stock. There is a loss is always debited. Stock going out, asset reducing. May 3rd. Goods worth rupees 1000 were distributed as free sample. Now, when you distribute the goods as free sample, again, stock is going out, but it is for the charity. So, charity account debit to stock. May 4th. Received cash for bad debts, written off rupees 1000 from Mr. Ram. See, when bad debts already occurred, that means I have already closed Mr. Ram's account. But now, suddenly he is giving the money. So, it's a bad debts recovered, it's an income. And cash is coming in the business. So cash is coming, so cash account debit. Bad debts recovered is an income, income is always credit. May 5th, there's an interest entry, interest on capital to be charged at the rate of 10%. See, over here, whether we have made the payment or not is not given. To the proprietor, if the word that he has drawn the interest, he has taken out the interest or payment of interest is done, is not written, then generally it is a credit transaction. To the proprietor only, my dear, interest on capital only, or only interest on capital only. So it will be interest account debit to partner's capital account. Interest being debit because expense, and capital is credit because owner, whatever he is going to get, we are adding it in his capital only. His capital is increasing. We will pay him later on. And the amount 10% on 10,000 is 1,000. May 5th over. May 6th, paid for traveling expenses to the worker 5,000, actual expenses 5,500. You notice our actual expenses is 5,500. So traveling expenses 5,500 and advance to the worker we will consider as 500. And we made a payment of 5,000. Actual payment, cash is going out 5,000. Actual traveling expense 5,500. 500 must have been paid by the worker. So worker when paying it, we will consider it as advance to the worker. We will pay the worker later on. Advance to the worker, advance from the worker is our liability. We will pay the worker later on. May 7th. Next entry is goods worth rupees 1,000 destroyed by fire. An insurance claim receivable 600, yet not received, receivable. Goods lost by fire is 1,000. Insurance claim receivable 600. 600 is not lost. 1,000 actual loss, but 600 we will be getting from the insurance claim. So 400 is the actual loss. Actual loss is loss account debit 400, and insurance claim is 600. Insurance claim is 600, and insurance claim 600. Stock or purchase we can write. We can either write to stock or to purchase. Even purchase we can reduce. Our stock which we have purchased is less, is reduced. So this is the entry. That insurance claim account debit 600 that we will be getting back. Loss, actual loss 400. And then stock, to stock means stock is reduced from our asset 1,000, or purchase can be reduced. Next is number 8. Goods worth rupees 1,000 destroyed by fire and insurance claim received. Now you have received the money over here. As we have received over here, so the journal entry is cash account debit instead of insurance claim. In this sum, we had insurance claim. But over here, in this one, we have cash account debit because we are receiving the claim. Cash account debit, loss account debit to stock or to purchase. Next entry number 9. Goods withdrawn cost price rupees 1000 and selling price 1500. When the proprietor is withdrawing any goods, he will definitely write. Generally, he will not make profit from himself. If the cost is mentioned, we will write the cost price only. So it will be drawings account debit to stock. Drawings account debit to stock, and the value will be 1000, not at the profit. Drawings to stock, and the value is 1000. Drawings to stock, and the value is 1000. Let's see the next one now. Number 10. Number 10. Paid for repairs of machinery. Now, this is not at the time when the machinery is bought. It is simple repair. It is simple expense. Repairs to cash. Repairs to cash. The entries. Repairs to cash. Repairs account debit to cash account. Repairs being debit, expenses, cash is going out. That's why credit. Next, number 11. Paid salary. Salary due to employees 1000. Salary due means I have still not paid. It's an outstanding salary. Outstanding salary is my liability. So salary is an expense. That's why debit. And outstanding salary is my liability. That's why credit. See, we are doing it with modern approach. Outstanding salary is a liability. That's why credit. Salary is an expense. That's why debit. Modern approach is quite good because outstanding salary under traditional approach is your personal account. Outstanding salary is going to be given to him. That's why credit. Don't go with personal account at all. Just think outstanding salary is a liability. Liability is credit. Whenever liability increases, credit, and salary is an expense, debit. Next is rent paid 15 months instead of 12 months. That means you have made an extra payment of rent, 1000 per month. That means you have made a payment of 3000 extra. So 3000's entry we have to pass. 3000's entry, that is prepaid rent account debit. We have paid extra. That is an asset because we will not have to pay later on. And to rent, prepaid rent to rent means you have to reduce our rent value. Actually, first our journal entry would have been rent to cash, 15,000, 15,000. And then we have to reduce the rent value. So prepaid rent to rent. That would have been more better if I would have shown rent to cash and then prepaid rent to rent. But they have asked only to pass the prepaid rent entry. That's why prepaid rent to rent. But you can pass, then also you will get full marks. Rent account debit to cash, 15,000. Then rent account debit to cash, 15,000. Then again prepaid rent to rent, 3,000. Next entry, students. Number 13, accrued rent. Rent is receivable. Accrued means something receivable. Rent receivable 1000. Let's see this entry. 1000 rent receivable. That is accrued rent is an asset. So asset is always debited. To rent. Rent receivable. Rent receivable is an income. That's why rent is credited. Accrued rent to rent. Now May 14th. May 14th. Provide interest on capital 10,000 at the rate of 10% per annum and payment is made. See, there are two changes from the last entry. There is per annum and there is payment made. Per annum means during the year, the date of capital is not given. We consider the capital is introduced during the year, perhaps. Then for 6 months, we will calculate the interest. 10% of 10,000 is 1,000. 6 months will be 500. And we are making the payment. So it will be interest account debit to cash. Interest account debit to cash. This will be the entry. And 500 because 6 months during the year interest will be taking. We are considering that the capital was introduced during the year, not at the beginning of the year. Okay. But logically, you also can say that capital is always invested at the beginning of the year. But per annum is mentioned. Date of drawing or date of capital is not mentioned. I consider it as during the year. If somebody writes that at the beginning of the year, then also they will get marks. Next. Yeah, so students, the next entry, if instead of capital, I write loan, then that will be more better. Provide interest on loan on rupees 10,000 at the rate 10% per annum, payment made. So even if the word payment made would not have been mentioned, then also I would have passed. Interest on loan account debit, or simply interest account debit to cash. Simply interest account debit to cash. So let's see, the entry is interest account debit to cash, or you can write interest on loan account debit to cash. Now next one, next number 15, paid carriage for sale of furniture rupees 1,000 from personal sources. You have paid carriage for sale of furniture from personal sources. Personal sources means your capital is increasing. So it is carriage account debit to capital, carriage to capital 1,000. Now 16th, depreciation charge on machine 1,000. It is nothing but depreciation is a charge, depreciation is expense because of wear and tear of the machinery, depreciation happens. So depreciation account debit and machine value is reducing. So to machine, depreciation account debit to machine, expense debit, machine value asset reduced, that's why credit. Next, 17th, rent received for 13 months instead of 12 months, 13,000. So you are receiving rent 13,000. See, in this I have elaborately made the entry. You have received rent 13,000. So cash account debit 13,000. To rent means rent received, that is 12,000. And pre-received rent, you have received rent extra. You have received 1,000 rupees extra, which is your liability. That's why we are writing to pre-received rent 1,000. Last entry, goods withdrawn at selling price rupees 1,000. See, in this sum, we don't have the cost price. So as we don't have the cost price, we have to take the selling price only. That time drawings account debit to sales. We will not write to purchase or to stock, but to sales, because we are taking the selling price of the goods. Business is thinking that it is a sale made to the owner. So drawings account debit to sales. Okay, students, now the homework. The homework is this. You have to go through the homework even. This is your homework, and we will meet you in our next class. Thank you, students.